Hello dear crafty friends, I'm going to show you how to put together this lovely little mini folio. I'm going to quickly show it to you, and there's more behind this, but I'm not going to show you that yet. And you can make this for free because all the printables, I'm talking 9 sheets with all the parts, are available if you opt in through the link in the description of this video. You can do this alone, but you can also do this with friends. Have a crafty afternoon, everyone has the printables, and then you can just put this thing together with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of wine. The point is that you will enjoy this. And now I've said too much already, let's start crafting. So in this kit are 9 sheets. I'm going to show them to you. So this is sheet 1, that will be the cover. This is sheet 2, that's going to be a gate. Sheet 3, here's the cover flap and some circles and a piece for the inside. I call it the accordion. It's not really an accordion. This is the other piece of the accordion. These are flaps and 2 cards. And then we have pockets, more pockets, and a panel and more panels. Now these are only 8 sheets. Where is the 9th? Well, on page 1 to 5 it says print on back of bag design, and this is the back design. That means that the back is completely covered and will not be like this stark white when you see it. Of course, this is a personal choice. And the first thing I have to do is cut everything out. I printed this on 160 grams paper. That's about 59 cover. To get these little corners, you can use your scissors, obviously, but you can also use a corner punch for that. This one has 3 sizes for a neat corner punch, and quickly. There. These little circles I cut with circle punches, but again, you can definitely do that with your scissors. Now, most of these parts already have a very inked-like edge, but you can make it even darker with some real ink if you like. This is definitely optional, but then you will also not see the white side, the thickness of the paper. So to do that, just lightly ink the edges, or darkly if that's your thing, obviously. And then you can just, make this your own. Make it as dark as you want, as light as you want. You can choose the color, or you can just not do anything if you want to make this folio very quickly. So I'm going to ink all the edges. So I have a box here with all my cutout pieces. I inked most of the edges. Probably during the tutorial I will ink some more edges when there is a fold. I can't do that right now yet. Oh, I forgot to give you a printing tip. Make sure you print each sheet at the same size, which means print everything at 100% or print everything at fit to page, whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as everything is printed at the same setting. So not this page at fit to page and this page at 100%, and then your neighbor comes in, asks to use your printer, and it's set to another setting. That's not gonna work. So I'm going to start with this one because that is the cover, and this one because that's going to close the cover. And first I'm going to score these 2 lines in the center because this is a little spine, and these 2 lines as well. I'm going to use my scoreboard, but definitely you can use an empty pen or an embossing pen and a ruler. Okay, so now if you print it at 100%, this will be 1/4 inch apart. But that's by no means necessary. So this means the whole folio is going to be 1/4 inch thick. Let's see that I'm going straight here. Yes. Then I'm going to fold each of the folds. So now that these are scored and folded and extra inked, it's time to attach this flap to the cover. And it comes here, because this is going to be the back. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape on this tab. You can easily use glue as well. And I'm going to put the tape close to the fold. It's okay if it's not as wide as your tab, but make sure it's like next to the fold, not on it. As close as possible. I'm gonna make sure this tape sticks very well. Yes, put the glue or tape on the printed side, I mean on the front, not on the back. And now line this up as good as possible. Yes, if you use glue, you have a bit more, you can wiggle around a little bit. With tape, it's, yeah, you have to be perfectly perfect. And now also glue this next to the fold. Make sure top and bottom are lined up like this. And now you have a cover. And because the back of these prints were printed as well, it means that we don't have a very, very white inside, and you hardly also see where this overlaps. And now already I will attach my closure here, because then we can cover up the ugly parts of the closure later. I am going to put my closure here in the center, obviously, and I'm going to use these two bigger 1-inch circles for that. I'm going to eye where the center is here, and then 3/4 of an inch inwards. It's going to be here. And then my circle will be right here. Okay, so that's measured. I can use the body of the butterfly to see if I'm centered here. I'm going to now find the center here. This is 7.5, so that makes 3 3/4. So right here. Yeah, I'm making markings, but if I'm close enough, this circle will cover that anyway. So 3 3/4. Of course, if you print them a little bit smaller or larger, that can be different, so definitely measure. And then I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch inward. So here is my second mark. And I'm just going to use an awl to make these holes. Now I'm gonna try to make them kind of big. This. So that's already prepared. And then I'm going to prepare my circles. And for that, I'm going to use these, but these on their own, they're kind of flimsy and thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some more circles the same size with leftover pieces of old scrapbook paper. If you don't have a circle punch, you can glue these on the paper first and then with the scissors cut around them. Is this going to be... Well, I'm gonna make them extra sturdy. I'm gonna make 2 more. Okay, put this aside for a bit. So yeah, now I'm going to glue the scrapbook pieces on top of each other, and then on top I'm going to glue this one. I'm gonna put a piece of scrap paper underneath for my glue, and I'm just going to use a glue stick for this. So So 2 nice and sturdy circles. I recommend to let them dry quite a bit, because the drier, the sturdier they are. If we are going to punch a hole in them, then it won't completely break down. Okay, I am also giving this an edge of ink here, just to hide the different colors of paper on the side. For me, these are dry enough, and I'm also going to punch a hole in the center here. There, I'm being careful because I don't want to bend this too much. I'm gonna try to make the hole larger. Oh, it's so hard time for me to have a bigger awl, but I haven't found one yet. Okay, so I have my cover piece with 2 holes. I have my 2 closure pieces with 2 holes, and now it's time to attach these to that with brads. Now this is how I do it. I want some room between this closure and this cover so I can move the cord around it, and I do it as followed. So I put the brad through the hole, completely through it. And then I have made a while ago this little piece. This is like 1/16 of an inch thick cardboard, 1 millimeter thick cardboard, sturdy. And I just cut out with an X-Acto knife this 1/8 of an inch wide, a few millimeter wide slot. So I have this, and then I slide these legs through the slot. And then I put this whole thing through the hole in the cover. And then I open the legs, and I don't have to be careful here because I can open them completely. And then you can just slide off this piece that I created, and you have a nice gap in between, and that's exactly what I want. I'm going to finish this by putting a little piece of double-sided tape over the legs. That's just for protection. That's not really necessary. There. This. I'm gonna remove that later, the backing. And I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. So brad through the hole of the closure piece, the circle, completely through, legs, slide through here, and then this through that hole again. And you can completely go down. You don't have to be careful to leave a gap because the cardboard is going to be the gap. And then press them down, remove this, and add some tape if you like. This is going to be covered up later, and the backing is going to be removed as well. So I'm going to add the twine later. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the gate in here. I have this part that looks like a gate, not much, and it looks colored on the inside as well. Oh yeah, what I forgot to do earlier is I'm also going to give the edges on the inside a little bit of an ink. I'm gonna do that right now, even though some panels are going to be attached. It just gives more dimension, you know? But again, completely optional. There. And I'm going to score these lines. This line here and this line here. The shadowy thicky signs. Thicky. Oh, I need a better vocabulary. So here, and then this one as well. Here. I'm going to fold them like this. And it'll go just like this. And this is going to come in here. And that is why this back is mostly white, because it would be not very efficient to waste ink on this and then glue it in here. The edges are colored. I have a tendency to do that so that if not everything is glued perfectly, you still have a color. You don't see the white immediately. Okay. So I'm just going to add some tape on the edges and glue in the center. That's how I usually do it, but you can just easily use glue all over. Make sure this sticks. When I've removed the backing, just some extra glue stick in the center. And I'm going to attach it like this. Make sure the flap is on that side. Make sure these are all connected in the right way. And now I'm going to glue this in so that I have this gap of 3mm or 1/8 of an inch between the edge of this gate and the other folds. See, I'm gonna fold it the other way. You have like an 1/8 of an inch top, bottom, everywhere around. There. Make sure this sticks. And now on the inside, I want to add 3 little pockets. These are the 3, and I think they are on page 6. And I'm going to overlap them a little bit. So this one, or you can choose the order, obviously, will come here, that one here, and it's going to be slightly underneath. And this one is also going to be slightly underneath. That way, if you put something in there, it would not keep touching this edge. That's it. But of course, to start this, it's best to start with the top one. And I'm going to eyeball a little bit where I want them. I want the bottom one to also have this 1/8 of an inch gap on the sides and the bottom. Then this one is going to be around here. I'm gonna keep like 3/8 of an inch overlap. That's a choice. You can choose for yourself. So the top one is going to be around here. A bit higher. There. I'm just gonna make a quick mark here that I remember it. And then on all 3 pockets, I am going to make sure they're the right way up. I'm going to put tape on the sides and on the bottoms. And I'm going to use my smallest tape. This is 1/4 of an inch, 6mm. But you can also just use a little bit of glue on the sides. Okay, let me quickly add some tape here. This one's going to be on top. If you want to add a notch in the top with a circle punch or another shape of punch, you can definitely do that. Gonna remove these backings again from the first one, and I'm going to line that one up here and make sure there's an equal amount of space on both sides between the folds. And I'm gonna make sure it's straight. There, now I have a pocket where I can put something in. This one is the second one. Obviously you choose your own order or even cut them out of other paper. And now I'm going to try to have an overlap of about 3/8 of an inch. There you go. And then the last one, does it still work? It works perfectly. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, messed it up a little bit. You see, it's a bit on the side, but shh. And there, I have 3 pockets in here. Now these look a little bit empty, and that's because we're going to put some panels on the inside. But before we're going to do that, I'm going to add another closure here. Same type of closure that I added here. And there's going to be a third as well. And this is what the small circles are for. Here are the circles, and I'm going to make them stronger the same way that I did with these. I'm going to punch out some of these as well, glue them on top of each other, ink them, and attach them just the same way. And I'm going to put the holes, one here and one there. Obviously, you can put them here as well, or here a set and there a set, if you like to unwind a lot of twine. And I am going to put them right here. And I'm going to put them at an equal distance from where they meet here. So I'm going to put this about 5/8 of an inch from here, from this corner, and then same direction, loosely here. Yeah, even if you don't measure well, it will always look good. Trust me, if you put them here or there or there or whatever. So I know where to put these, and I'm going to attach them. And there they are. The closures are attached in exactly the same way. And I'm already going to add some twine, some cord I mean. This is some sort of embroidery thread I think. And to do that I'm simply going to put the cord behind there. And because I used this thingy that I made, I have now room enough to comfortably tie a knot. I'm gonna make a double knot and move that cord around. Gonna cut off the ends. And now to determine the length, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 up. That's it for me. There. So this piece is almost ready. I'm gonna open it up again, and now that these closures are installed, the inner panels can be added on top like this. So I'm gonna remove the backing and I'm going to put some tape on the back as much as possible, and the rest I'm gonna do with glue. Whether you're using glue or tape, make sure you put the tape and or glue right to the edge so you don't have any edges coming loose. And then the panel will be a little bit smaller again. So make sure that you put it in the center. There you go. Like this, and the closure bit on the inside is hidden. I'm gonna do exactly the same on the other side. There, so this piece is done. The pockets are ready, the closure is ready. Now let's move on. I'm also already going to attach the panel on the inside. It's looking like this. I think it was on page 7. I'm just going to use glue on this one because this whole flap shape is very round. Remove this backing still. And then again, this panel will be a little bit smaller than the actual flap. There you go. There, that's finished as well. Let's move on to this side. What we're gonna do now is attach a flap on the bottom and a flap on the top, and they look like this. See, it seems like one is upside down, but that's the idea because it's gonna fold like this. This one is gonna fold like that. And to make them fold, we have to first score this line and that line. Gonna fold over the tabs here. And I'm going to put some glue or tape on the front side here because they're going to be attached like this. Oops, like this. And they fit perfectly between those folds. Like it's actually the same width. Again, put the tape or the glue right next to the fold, not on it. And triple check, said that 3 times, that you put the right one in the right place. So this is gonna fold like this. This comes right here. Try to put the fold right above, like this. And now it flaps like that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom flap. This is going to be attached right here. There you go. So these will go like this. And again, first I'm going to put my closure here as well. It's the third closure in the same way. And I'm going to put my holes in the center, obviously, and then again 3/4 inch from the side. So these 2 closures are attached. I'm gonna add the twine later in this case. And I'm first going to ink the inside here a little bit more because I forgot. So that it's, see, this side has a lot more dimension just with the extra ink on the side. So I'm gonna add that here as well. here. And I added some ink as well in these folds. I forgot them, and these as well. And now I'm going to put something in here as well that will fold out, and they are these two pieces. This one is on page 4 and this one is on page 3. And I'm going to put this aside for a bit because I'm going to first attach these to each other. I already scored this line and this line, and I'm going to fold them. As you guessed already, this piece will be glued in, so that's why there's no ink. And then it will fold like this. And then this tab will hold this piece and this will fold like this. So we have a little bit of an accordion going on here. But first, obviously, I have to attach this to here. And you can do that again with glue or with tape like I'm doing. Make sure you have your fold out like this. Turn it over. You have glue on that side. And then, yeah, I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, working with tape is very, very, very tricky. Okay, yeah, I saw a tip once to just add tape and then go over with a little bit of glue stick, and then you have a little bit more wiggle room. I don't always have the patience to do that, but if you're wrong, then you can still move for a little bit. There, and again next to the fold. There we go. And it's looking just like this. So we have now a little accordion that folds out like this. And now it is time to glue that accordion with the back in here. And it will be a little bit smaller. See, there's again an edge around here. But first, I'm going to ink the edges again because it stands out very well which edges I haven't inked yet. There, and now it is ready. Looks a lot better with these inked edges here. And I'm going to put some tape and some glue, and I'm going to put it in here. I'm gonna fold it so I can have a better idea where to put this. There you go. It's a little bit to the low side, but it still fits in here, I hope. Yeah, I put it a little bit too low. You can see that. See the difference? There's like nothing here, nothing. It will be better if you put it a little bit higher, because then the flaps will close a little bit easier. You see, this one is going to annoy me. Learn from my mistakes, people, but nevertheless, this is in here. Yeah, always be careful of rubbing your paper to make the glue stick when you have these already installed, because otherwise you're gonna have extra creases that you don't want. So great, this is in here, this closes. Oh yes, now that these closures are already attached, we can attach the panels on the inside as well. Again, just glue and or tape and put them in here. Okay, you see that I'm a little bit further than you just saw in the video. That is because I forgot to press play. But you didn't miss very much. I just put in these panels on the inside here, and then I started putting the triangular pockets in here. Not really triangular, but you know what I mean. And the top one, so I put tape, small tape, or you can use glue, here, here, and here on the back. So it's a pocket right now, and I put it a bit higher, and I want to put this one on top, but a bit lower. I also added tape here, 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 and I'm just going to put this right here, like this. And you can play with where you put your pockets, a bit higher, a bit lower, the other way around, like the other one on top, etc. But now you have 2 pockets here. And then there's only 2 more pockets to be attached. I'm gonna put again glue or tape here, 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 and this one goes here on that empty page, and the other one goes at the bottom here. That's it. So I attached the pockets as I said, and now we're almost ready. So I'm gonna fold this in again. This one folds up, this one folds down. I'm going to attach some cord here and also to the outer big closure of this whole folio thingy. I usually do 1, 2, 3 and a little bit more. That's just my personal favorite. Then another one here. 1, 2, 3 and a tail. Guys, it's ready. Look how pretty it is. Let me walk you through it. So, opening the folio. Here we go. Now we have 2 other things to open. This one where you can put... Oh yes, there are also 2 cards in the kit that you can put in here, but you can use other ephemera to put in here as well. Then you can open this one. And here we have more pockets. These you can use as photo mats or to put whatever you want on there. And here is also a larger card that is in the kit that you can put in here. No, that's a bit too large for that, but here it fits in here or in here as well. If you want some more ephemera to put in here, well, this kit, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're made with the designs of the Shabby Butterflies Crafting Printables kit. And that means that these printables match perfectly with that whole kit. If you want to use that kit to make a whole journal or other crafts, this will match. So, I'm gonna close this up. And I'm going to be very, very satisfied that I just made this cute little thingy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this freebie and the tutorial how to put it together. If you like, you can share this video with your friends so they can enjoy this one as well. And now I wish you a very beautiful day. Bye-bye.